Oh, do I feel good today? I hope you all had a fantastic weekend and welcome into your daily, and I do mean daily, sports and sports betting brand of record. We're here live 10 a.m. Eastern time every single weekday and on demand on the weekends. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on said track. Now, it was a busy weekend across the world of sports. We're also the most transparent show, and even on Sundays, we have a show. So here's what it looked like yesterday. A lot of soccer. And I should have just bet Rory, to be honest with you. I really did. Sepp Straka, you can't make a 2.5-footer on 18? You can't do that for me? Oh, brutal losses for your boy yesterday. But that's all right, because today is a new week. Today is a new day. And I'm telling you right now, today's a big day. But I can't do it without my five-tool player. A man who is literally, now, let me bring him in first, because you know him, AB. And AB, I wish I would have had time to bring this video up. First of all, good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Good morning, everybody. Doing good, man. Yep.
Well, I'm feeling good. And, I'm always going through stuff as we get ready for the show. And somebody sent me a video, and I didn't have time to get it up. But it kind of reminded me of how you felt over the weekend with the college baseball situation. Because Tyson Fury's father, just a couple of minutes ago, headbutted a member of Team Usyk over in Saudi Arabia. And when people go to YouTube, social media, he's got blood out of the top of his head all the way streaming down his face. And I thought to myself, that's how AB feels right about now. Like headbutting anything when it comes to college baseball.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. And I tell you what, producer man, put that full screen up. Let's take a look here. And you know what? Here's the thing. Sunday, you got us. All right. Tip of the cap. That's all we do. We stay positive. We don't complain. We just adapt, coach, and get better. We end the weekend 10-6. So we win the weekend again. But we don't shy away from that awful on Sunday. But bring us back here because, coach, you know what? Like you said,
what?
All right, we always transparent, and we don't put blame on anybody else but right here. So you put the blame on these shoulders, and that's it. But I tell you what, we always adapt, too. And this weekend, all right, first of its kind, all time. All time. It's never happened before. The first ever Driving the Line College Baseball Classic is coming to you because we always adapt. I'll go 48 hours straight. Live betting, the most interactive and fun college baseball show that's ever happened in the history of time. And again, we always say it because this is a lot of fun, and we have fun with the sports books, and they're fantastic. But it's competition, and everybody likes that. So we're going to do that this weekend, and the good folks over at the Sonesta Select said, we'll host that for you. We got a room ready for you, ready to go. So it's going to be a blast. Can't wait. We're all going to have some fun. It's going to be good.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're allowed to have fun in this business. I know a lot of people tell you that you can't do that. We're telling you that you can. By the way, shout out to Doug. He says, I literally have not watched live in months, but here I am. Doug, welcome to the live show.
Hey.
Hashtag it pays to watch live. Now, if you are not a member of the crew, it is literally the best value in all of sports betting. I don't know what you're doing, but let's do that right now. And AB, on Mondays, we have a very special show just for our premium members. Educate me.
Correct, sir. It's called After Dark. And what we're going to do, we were just talking about live betting. We're going to do exactly that and so much more. So if you want to get in, watch these games live, bet these games live, come on in. If you want to come and just hang out, talk sports with us, with the crew, with the chat, come on. There's so many things. And I think everyone that tuned in last Monday and interacted, it might have been the most fun show that we've ever done. So like I said, you could just click the join button right there. It's right beside the subscribe button. Just pull it down with your thumb or go down in the show description. Click join. Links in there too. Less than 60 seconds. You'll be set. Good to go.
Boom. And if you think that it's our B-list crew on – no. You get me. You get AB. You get Charles. And you get our man Raphael. Jesse says After Dark is the best part of the crew. Now, Quick is waiting. But what is the length of time, AB, that you're allowed to tout something – days after it actually happened and brag about it? What would be the length of that, I guess, here in our universe?
Yeah, so, in pro sports, there's generally a 24-hour rule.
Right,
we'll give it 48 hours. That's where we'll go because I think we might need it after the weekend. You tell me, though.
Okay, well, I mean, we had a big thing on Friday. So DG decided to get up on time this morning, and he's in the chat simply because he won the big showdown against Soupy on Friday. And he put in the chat, does anybody know who won the Denver-Minnesota game? And to cover his ass, he wrote either game. Because if he's bragging about Friday, they already had another game since then. I think that is poor touting of yourself. But I'll leave that to you.
You know what? I'm going to leave it to the chat.
What'd you say?
I said I'm going to leave it to the crew.
Yeah, leave that alone. All right. By the way, have you guys seen this showed up this weekend? If you're not a member of our merch, I encourage you to get some. And you see our new DTL hat. We're working on all for you. All right. So that's all the housekeeping we need to get done.
That shirt, Coach, it looks two-tone blue. That's a Titan shirt right there.
It is. That kind of is. You're right. It does kind of look. Everybody, yeah. Sometimes the lighting does things to you. It does things to your merch and to your face. All right. Without further ado, it's time. It's time for the Howie Schwab Crew Play of the Day. What are the selections
here? All right. 2 games tonight. You going with the Celtics -8.5, Cavs +8.5. You going with the Thunder +1.5, or the Mavericks -1.5. 4 options. Poll is in the chat. Vote now, and we'll update as we always do at the end of the show.
All right, very, very good. We always remember Howie every single day, but I have the best crew in the business, bar none. It's not even close. So they are waiting, and they're saying, stop screwing around. You're right, Z-Man. We're not going to screw around anymore. It is time for the picks. Oh, look who I have on a Monday. Now, Raphael, what were you doing last night? Which obscure show were you working on the odds for last night? Anything?
Well, I was working. I finished the Tony Awards, even though you said you were going to help me, and you never sent me your Tony Awards selections. I finished that while I was watching the new Mad Max movie. So it was no Aladdin's on. That was last year. See, that's how much I know about the Tony Awards. It was last year. I was on there, but so yeah, I watched Mad Max movie and finished the Tony Awards. I got to do AEW wrestling this today and tomorrow.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. All right. Now, yeah, Aladdin was last Wednesday night. He goes, I got to do the AEW ones. We'll never have those on Behind the Turnbuckle. Only WWE shows. All right. Now, last week we had the same issue. And what did this man do? He came out and swept the board. Charles, rough day on Sunday, but that only means today is going to be red hot. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Morning, crew. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Yeah, frustrating Sunday. Great weekend overall, but yeah, definitely determined to get back into the winning column. Plus, we have a big week ahead as well. So already have it broke down. Looking forward to it. Let's cash some tickets.
Nice, cash some tickets. And finally, he's here every single Monday. He's a big part of what we do. And Z-Man, you are the perfect person to come to because lately you've been having issues with Paul Pierce all over the Levitard show. You've got issues. You've got issues. So how long are you allowed to brag about a win that you had here on the show? You're going to be the final say. How long?
Well, I mean, I don't think you could wait I don't think you could do it for too long because this could be a fickle game. You know, you don't want the karma to come back and bite you. You know, like I could brag about the Florida Panthers taking that ass last night in Boston. I could do that as long as I want. That's forever. But gambling could be fickle. So you don't want the karma to come back and bite you in the butt. So be careful, everybody.
If you guys aren't paying attention, you got to follow my man on social media because he's not even able to go to Boston anymore. That's how much he's been going toe-to-toe with Boston and everybody that's part of it.
There's nothing there for me. There's nothing there I need to see. Everything I need is right here in South Florida. What do I need over there?
There's nothing there for me.
Everything I need is right here.
When we start sending people out to games, hey Z-Man, we need you in Boston for the no,
not me.
I'm good. Not me.
You're gonna have to hire security.
Yeah. I love watching you rant. I've actually been thinking about how we can get a Z rant on the show because when you rant is my favorite thing in the whole world. Absolutely my favorite thing. All right, gentlemen, we got to get to it because we got to have kind of a bounce back day. AB crushed it over the weekend. It's kind of all together, but this is a new week and we're looking forward. And tonight Well, there's 2 NBA games. There are 2 NHL games, but there's also day soccer, light schedule. But, Charles, I'm going to start with you because we've got some big names, and I'm going to start with one game, and it's in La Liga with one of the biggest names in all of soccer. Let's start there.
Yeah, we have Barcelona and Real Sociedad. The La Liga standings remain congested for the final seedings. Barcelona has already locked up a Champions League spot, but would prefer to finish in the top 3. And then on home soil, the Blaugrana has been dominant, winning 13 of 17 fixtures while averaging 2.2 team goals. Sociedad, they're battling for a Europa League spot rather than Europa Conference. And luckily, La Real has identical records at home and on the road, so they're basically comfortable playing in any atmosphere and average 1.4 team goals during their travels. Neither team will just sit back today with both sides wanting maximum points. So I project the both teams to score in Catalan country.
Oh, Catalan country. We are getting to the time of year where teams either don't care or they absolutely care the most. So I love this BTTS. I like the juice too at only minus 120. All right, now we tell you all the time that I never let any of my guys talk before the show because we don't want to affect any of their picks or their thought process. That's why I tell you, take the information and use it for yourself. This next couple of minutes is exactly the reason why. The Braves. We always talk about them here on the show. And today we have 3 different ways that we're playing the Braves game. So, Raphael, let me come over to you first because you like the Braves to struggle just a little bit offensively. Tell me why.
Because they have been struggling offensively lately. They've only, out of their last 10 games, 8 of them have gone under the total. And now they have to face this Cub lefty, Umaga, who's from Japan, who's just been crushing it. No one's really talking about this kid for Rookie of the Year, even though I don't consider him a rookie. But his stuff is just lights out. And I like this play because of the struggles of Atlanta putting some runs up. Like I said, their last 10 games, 8 of them have only gone under. They haven't scored more than 5 runs or more in 3 of their last 4. I just think the under is going to be in this one. And the public likes the under because this one was 8 earlier last night and early this morning. Now it's 7.5. So the betting public is looking at the same thing on this one.
And that's exactly why I wanted you to go first. Everything you just said is the reason I'm on the Cubs money line plus 125. The run line is like plus 175. I might play that as well. This pitcher is lights out. Absolutely lights out. And Imanaga is how you say his name, but his ERA is 1.08. He's 5-0. And also, last year we kept track of it. Almost every single week, it was like 90% that the team that had to travel after playing Sunday Night Baseball would lose the next night. Well, the Braves not only lost last night, but they lost in walk-off fashion in New York and then had to travel late night to get to Chicago. So that's why I'm fading the Braves today. But, AB, let me come over to you because you have the over. Tell me why.
That's correct, Coach, and I'll tell you why. Exactly this, because just like the Atlanta Braves, if you pull in right here, look, we drink vinegar for breakfast. We're not afraid of it at all right? The Braves are not worried about a 65-year-old rookie who's won 5 games. Congratulations, all right? Did you win those over there in the NL Central? How's that working out for you, all right? Look, I'm just kidding. The guy is amazing. He's 5-0. He's got an ERA that is the only thing lower than my own credit score. This guy is crushing it. But I'm feeling the over 7.5 today because, quite frankly, I'm just playing a number here. I think that the Cubs get some runs off of Atlanta. I think Atlanta get a couple off of Chicago. It's not going to be some kind of 13-10 game. However, I do feel a little bit of regression coming on that side. And quite frankly, I think the Atlanta Braves probably come into this game a little ornery. Let's just say that. Maybe a little vinegar in the blood. That's why I'm going over 7.5 here.
Z-Man, did you know? Yeah, go ahead, Raphael. Yes.
Another one, Lopez, for a pitcher for Atlanta. His last five starts, 4 of them have gone under the total, and he's pitched really good. He only held Boston to 2 runs. I can't believe I said the word Boston. Sorry, Z-Man. But yeah, he was lights out against the Red Sox. So that's another reason why I like to. I think we're going to see 2 quality starts from both starters today.
Yeah, his ERA is under 2 as well. So it's a really good matchup. I wish we would have had AB on camera right there, Z-Man, because did you notice that little in his voice when he was trying to give his take after drinking said vinegar?
Oh, yeah. Is that apple cider vinegar that you're drinking there? Oh, that's terrible,
Yes, sir.
AB. Oh,
Hey,
it tastes
but look,
so
it's
bad.
with honey.
Oh,
With honey.
Okay.
our bad.
Hey,
Never
Our
mind.
I'll tell you
bad.
this. Look, I'll tell you this. It's so good.
Oh, it's so
Oh.
bad.
I'm just taking it out of the bottle, son. Let's go.
Oh, I
Oh
mean,
my
good for you. That's
God.
hardcore, man. Good for
Ugh.
you.
Corey says, good for the digestive system. Another thought that I don't want to have at this very moment. Now, we were trying to teach you a little bit. And of course, as always, it goes off the rails. But come back to me for another baseball. I like the Brewers on the money line tonight. Why? Well, the Pirates have lost 4 or 5. And watching them try to hit yesterday was embarrassing. The Brewers are 4-2 in their last 6, really starting. They're 8 games above 500. So they're a team that's trending. I know you got to lay 40 cents. But, Raphael, sometimes the juice
is worth the squeeze.
You're damn right. Today is one of those days. So those are my 2 plays. I may have something in my crew exclusive, but I didn't want to put it here on the show for fear that once again, Z-Man might lose it. So that's going to be in your crew exclusive. We posted about 30 minutes after the show. All right, so mine are done. Raphael, your baseball is done, so we'll get back to you on basketball. We have one more baseball play. AB, let me come right back over to you because this is a team that we haven't talked about a lot lately, which means they're either not playing great or not playing bad. Why do you like the Astros today?
The Houston Astros are set up for success today, and I'm going to tell you why. I can do it in 2 simple words. Ross Stripling of the Oakland Athletics is on the other side. He is 1-6 on the year with an ERA that it literally has 14 digits in it. This man gave up 9,000 runs to the Rangers in the first inning last week, and he's going to do it again. You have Houston at home. I'm telling you, just keep riding against Ross here for Oakland, the man. I hate it for him, but he just gets mashed. We talk about, different pitchers across Major League Baseball that we like to have fun with those days. Add this man to that list. He gets blasted everywhere he goes.
By the way, did you see your boy Skeens the day after his start where he struck out, 8 or 10? He had the sunglasses on, feeling all good. He knew the cameras were going to be on him. That dude's got swag for days.
Days. Oh, hey,
For
when you got
days.
Livy Dunn showing up to your games, yeah, dude. Skeens is the man.
That's a Travis Kelce vibe if I ever saw one. You're
Did you
going to
see what
come
he
watch
did?
the play.
Did you see what he said after the game, too? This is
No,
why I
what did he
love the
say?
dude. Oh, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like every strikeout or something. I think it's strikeouts. Everyone that he has this year, he's making $100 donation to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Yeah, to support. This dude is 100% legit. Like Paul Skeens is the man. They
support. That's a cool foundation too.
Yeah.
They support families who have lost, their the fathers in military or whatever. That's a really cool foundation.
Yeah, it is
really, really cool. All right, we're gonna have to promote that here on the show as we move down the line. Thank you, AB, for bringing that up. All right, now before we get to basketball with Z-Man and Raphael, we have another big league playing in soccer today. So, Charles, let me come back over to you because we are getting to the end, but we got some other big names on the pitch. Give me those 3.
Match day 36, which wraps up with 2 teams safely positioned in the middle of the table. Fiorentina will have more urgency to claim victory, wanting that final European spot in Serie A. And the Viola have only lost 4 of 17 games in Florence while averaging 1.9 team goals. This is another situation where one team will push for goals while the other team is willing to play an open match. So we'll go ahead and grab the over 2.7 full-time goals. At worst, I see a 2-1, 3-1, 3-0 type final score. Lastly, we'll move to the EPL, Aston Villa, Liverpool. The top league in the soccer world could not be outdone today with a top 4 matchup. Aston Villa, they limp into this contest after a week to forget, while Liverpool is attempting to win their final match for their departing manager. These teams, they just tend to score early and often when at Villa Park. So we'll grab the over 1.5 first half goals, which is cashed in 3 straight in 4 of their last 5 meetings, and Liverpool over 5.5 corners for the Z-Man, with the Reds averaging 6.7 corners on the road.
Oh, giving out plays for the Z-Man. I absolutely love it. All right, everybody's done except for our basketball plays, and there's a reason for this flow. So, Raphael, I'm going to come over to you first because tonight the series is 2-1. And I got to be honest with you, I'm all in on the NBA playoffs. I love all 4 series. I love all the games. We've had blowouts. We've had close games. But the Celtics, they went to Cleveland and they put their foot down in game 3. But tonight, you're fading the one guy that the last 2 games have been lights out. Explain yourself.
Well, this is when I think the odds makers, not odds makers, the computer just way over adjusted this total. He's 28.5 total points for Tatum. Yes, I know he put up 33 points, but his last 5 playoff games, this number has went under 4 times. He's only averaging 26 points a game against Cleveland. He's only averaging 23 points a game during the playoffs. So I just think the computer just way adjusted on this 28.5. He's not going to score 30 points. I could see 24, 25 like we saw in game 2. He only scored 18 points in game 1. So I just don't think he's going to have a monster game. Is he going to have a great game, a full stat game? Yes, but I don't think he's going to hit close to 30 again. So give me the under 28.5 points. Jason Tatum laying the 3 nickels.
Yeah, you got to believe that Derek White is not going to have another off game like he's done 2 games in a row as well. So I don't mind this play at all. By the way, we'll probably be in the end of the 3rd quarter, start of the 4th tonight during DTL After Dark. So we've got a great live betting situation for the guys tonight in game number 1. Now, Z-Man, let me come over to you because I have a blinking, flashing, annoying red light called my future play on the Thunder to win this series at, I think, minus 120 is what I got it at. I feel great about it after the first game. But now all of a sudden, the Mavericks are flexing their playoff and veteran muscles with Luka and Kyrie Irving. And that's the game you're focused on today. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I could take the real simple approach here, which is the Mavericks have won back-to-back games in this series, and now they're favored by just 1.5 points on their home floor. So obviously I feel good about that. That's the real simple way to look at it, and I think it makes sense. But also, the Mavericks are coming off to me like a serious team. Not that the Thunder aren't, but we're going to find out about this Thunder team today. Young team, youngest in the league. No one expected them to be the number 1 overall seed in the Western Conference this year. It doesn't mean that this is not a team that's worthy of number 1 overall, but we have never seen this team. We have never seen these guys in this kind of pressure cooker that they're going to be in tonight. Now, if you fall down 3-1, having home court advantage, you can recover down 3-1, meaning you got games 5 and then potentially 7 on your home floor. So it's not the end for them if they fall down 3-1 tonight, but it's a major, major hole. And it's the first time we're ever going to see what this Thunder team looks like when they're up against it. So I'm going to keep it simple. I've never seen the Thunder in this kind of spot. The Mavericks look like a team that's serious. So I'll take the Mavs minus just 1.5 points. And I expect tonight to be a major moment for Luka Doncic as well. They have a huge opportunity to get themselves to the Western Conference Finals if they can win tonight. And I think that means Luka needs to be the best player on the floor. So I'll take him over 28.5.
We talk about the passing of the torch, Z-Man, all the time. And every single post-game interview with the Thunder, it's always one guy surrounded by the other 5 or 6. And they're always saying SGA is the MVP. Don't you feel like this is a rubber meets the road for SGA to show that he is an elite superstar in this league? Lights couldn't be any brighter.
Look, he's been amazing. All right. It's not one of those cases where, you go back to game 3, and I love Anthony Edwards, but he said after game 3, he wasn't good enough. That hasn't been the case with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been awesome every game this series, but you look around him where, yeah, these are really young guys. Like Chet Holmgren is a really good player and a rookie. So you're seeing what that looks like sometimes in the postseason. Josh Giddey has been rendered almost unplayable because the defensive side of the ball. So this is a very young team. You don't know necessarily how those ancillary pieces are going to react in this spot. I know how Gilgeous-Alexander is going to react. He's still going to be great, but do they have enough around him? And this Thunder team, they're small. They are not big. And that was always going to be their Achilles heel, essentially, come playoff time. And it's looking like that right now. They're not a big team.
John in the chat said, if you aren't taking notes right now while these guys are talking, what in the hell are you doing? I take notes even when my own guys are talking. This business is about knowledge, and listen to my guys. I don't just tout them because they're on our crew. They're the best in the business. It's all about understanding and positioning yourself. Now, it looks like, Raphael, real quick from the chat, that a lot of public money is coming in on the Thunder. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got to think about it. This number opened up 2.5, and now there's ones across the board. Caesars just moved it to 1. DraftKings is the only book that I see 1.5. Oh, BetMGM has 1.5, but most Vegas has 1. So I could probably see it floating around all day, 1.5. I don't think we'll see 2 again. I don't think we're going to pick them. But this number is going to be floating around. We'll probably see 3 types of numbers in this game when tip-off.
Okay. Of course, we'll preview that game tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, DTL After Dark. That game starts around 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, so perfect time for that. All right, it is time to – we're not just a sports betting show. We like to discuss things that can lead to helping you with your betting. Charles drops off today. It's just the 4 of us. We get time to educate, entertain. I love the kazoo after a long weekend. And, gentlemen, I think it was Robbie in the chat said, I cast easy on Anthony Edwards last night, as did I privately. One of the few that I cashed on. And then Friday I gave it out. And he has taken it on himself, Z-Man. I'm going to start with you to say, I am the guy. Now, it wasn't enough, but that series is still 2-2. But when I watched the game last night, and you're our resident NBA guy, I found myself angry. And not that I was losing a bet because I won that bet, but it's how Rudy Gobert and the Timberwolves teams goes about playing the game. And I think moving forward, you may see Anthony Edwards say, hey, listen, you guys sit down. I'm going to score 50, so I'm going to play him the rest of the series. But when you watch the T-Wolves, they were up 2-0, and now it's 2-2. What's your take on how annoying the game plan is? Foul, bad shots, turnovers, the whole thing. Your take.
Well, I think, first of all, the talk of the defending world champion Denver Nuggets demise was a little bit premature. All right. And how could it not be? I mean, they lost both those games at home. They got smoked those first 2 games. And there was really no reason to believe that Minnesota, who at that time was 6-0 in the playoffs, and now they're coming home. There was no reason to believe that Minnesota wasn't going to take advantage. But that to me, these last 2 games, we could be upset about Minnesota not taking advantage. To me, these last 2 games was so much more about, Denver's awesome. They were awesome all of last year. It's why they won the championship. They were hardly challenged in the postseason last year. And now this year, you saw what they did in the first round. They made short work of the Lakers, only 5 games. And now they're facing probably the best team in the Timberwolves that they faced these last 2 postseasons. It's kind of inexplicable the way they lost those first 2 games at home. But again, this team, I think they're the best team in the league. I think they've been the best team in the league the whole season. Matter of fact, Minnesota or Denver, I feel like this is the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. I feel like whichever team wins this series is going to get through, be it Oklahoma City or Dallas. And, oh my God, I can't wait for one of these teams to face the Boston Celtics. They're going to kick the crap out of them. I can't wait for that. But as far as this series goes, look, Minnesota, they could be foolish when it comes to – they're a tremendous defensive team. But Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert as well, when it comes to the fouls and staying out of foul trouble, especially Karl Anthony Towns, they could be quite foolish, all right? You can't always trust Towns. The basketball IQ, you can see, is kind of low at times out there defensively. Doesn't make a lot of sense, some of the fouls that he commits out there. We know how great Anthony Edwards is, but if you put a gun to my head right now, Coach, and you make me pick, I mean, it'd be really mean if you put a gun to my head. But if you put a gun to my head and made me pick who's going to win Game 5, I don't have a clue what's going on in this series. How could anybody tell you they got a good feel what's going to happen next? This is the juiciest series left in the postseason right now.
If we did that, you'd look like Tyson Fury's dad right now. You guys haven't got a look at that. It's crazy. I love that take. Guys, listen, he's our resident NBA guy. AB, I'm going to come over to you next. Japan says they play so careless. It was a 7-point game with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 7. And they allowed, including a half-court shot by Jamal Murray, to score 8 points in the final 20 seconds to go from a 7-point game to a 15-point game at halftime. That's as careless as you can get. Your take.
Well, we all know that, a playoff series doesn't start until a team wins a home game, I guess. Like, it's wild, man. Like, this is a big, big pivotal game 5. Yeah, the same thing that we said, that Z just said about, counting out Denver too early. Don't count out Minnesota too early. Like, this game is massive. That's all I've got. Like, it's just massive, man. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I can't wait to see. I'll stop right there. The experts know more than me. I just can't wait to watch it.
And it's tomorrow night, Tuesday night. And Raphael, you're our numbers guy, and I saved you for last for a reason, because Anthony Edwards, his number continues to go up. And based off the fact that none of these guys, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, I wish he just stayed on the bench. They can't stay in the game because they play so stupid. Anthony Edwards, I feel like this is a bargain at 30.5. Your take?
It is. I just feel bad for Ant-Man and Donovan Mitchell. Neither of them are getting any help from their crew. They're just putting the game on their shoulders. Sometimes they're shooting bad shots because they don't trust the other 4 guys on the court. So Ant-Man, Donovan Mitchell, I feel bad for them. And that number is probably going to continue to go up, because don't forget, they don't play today. They play tomorrow. So it would not shock me if we see 31.5 if the computer moves it up. Again, not an odds maker computer. Where you probably see a lot of people jumping on action on that one. So yeah, if you see that number now, jump on it, because I can guarantee you a move probably. I don't see 2 points move, because then they'll be afraid to get middled, because I think it did open up the 30.5 plus money on the under, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I just think it's Ant-Man's show, because he doesn't trust anyone else on the court. So same thing with Donovan Mitchell. I feel bad for those 2 guys. It's like I'm watching Jordan in his early days when he didn't trust anybody on the court, and he had to do it all himself.
That's a great analogy. Absolute great analogy. Minus 115 on both sides right now, according to BetMGM at 30.5. AB, what are you laughing at?
Well, what Raphael just said in regards to Jordan, like his early days, when it was just literally him going to the paint against the Pistons, and Lambeer was putting him on his ass, and that was the game plan. As soon as Jordan gets inside the 3, you hammer him, because it was a different NBA. Like, Raphael is 100% correct on that.
Oh, man. Jordan rules. Yeah. You guys, you're too young. They had a thing called the Jordan rules, and it was just for Michael. Just for Michael. All right, speaking of the GOAT, speaking of greatest players of all time, and AB, I'm going to start with you on this one. Just moments ago, it came out that Bronny James has now been medically cleared to be drafted into the NBA. And there are rumors going around, I live out here in the LA area, that the Lakers are willing to do anything, and I repeat, anything, to keep LeBron James in a Lakers uniform. He is due for potentially a 3-year, up to $164 million deal. He structured his contract so that this year he can do whatever he wants. The other rumor is they're willing to draft Bronny James. There's only 2 rounds, which means they'd have to spend 1 on Bronny James. In your mind, is this a smart move or dumb?
Here's the thing. I'm not going to give you a great take, but I'm going to give you a good, honest explanation here. Number one, of course, the Lakers are wanting to do everything they can to keep LeBron, because, look, I mean, they're going to hire whoever he wants as head coach. I mean, this is literally his franchise, right? Number 2, the tough part is this. I don't know how it goes with a father and son playing on the same team. Like, we had it with Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. Like, it's so foreign to me that I have no idea how it's going to go. I'll say this, though. I hope that Bronny gets a chance to be Bronny, and it's going to be impossible to live under, the shadow of who his dad is. And what do you do about it, right? Like, tough break. But that's the part that I worry about, man, is that's a shadow that's just impossible. Like Michael Jordan's kids, what do you do with that? You know what I mean? So I don't have a great take on it. I just hope that the kid is happy, because these things can go south quick. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's actually a pretty good take, to be honest with you. And Z-Man, as I come over to you, I feel like that Bronny has felt pressured into doing this, because this year it was a half a season before he could even play more than a certain number of minutes. And then when he did come in, all I hear from NBA guys, he's not allowed to be himself. He can't be the player that we all know that he can be. Another year in college probably would have helped that. But now, because LeBron is almost 40, I feel like LeBron is pushing him to do it. I could be off. Your take.
Well, we still don't know that he's going to actually stay in the NBA draft. Like, he is in the transfer portal, so he's got a couple of options. We don't know for sure that he's going to be in the draft, and the draft is still a month and a half away. So there's a lot of time between now and then. But as far as it being a smart move by the Lakers, if they were to draft Bronny James, be a very smart move. I mean, there's no way LeBron does. You got to remember, his opt-out comes like 2 days after the NBA draft. There's no way that now he may opt out and resign, but there's no way he doesn't stay with the Lakers if they just drafted his son. So it's a great move by the Lakers if they want to make sure that they're keeping LeBron James, and they're going to do everything in their power to, because this has always been their MO. Number one, if you're in the LeBron James business, unless you're the Miami Heat, because the Miami Heat, and you saw this with Pat Riley last week with his postseason comments about Jimmy Butler, the front office, the coach, and the president are up here, and players, even superstar players, are always down here. You're not bigger than the team. So unless it's the Heat, everyone is going to acquiesce to every demand that LeBron James has. If you're in the LeBron James business, you don't have one foot in the water, all right? You got to jump in. So that means they're going to wind up doing whatever he wants. They're going to stick with him until the end of his career. And they have a history of this, the Lakers. You saw it with Kobe, where, we glorify Kobe Bryant till the end of his career because we all loved him. But he was making like $50 million in his last couple years, and he was not a good player anymore. Not good. He was shooting like 37% from the floor. He was not a good player. But they're okay with that because that's their guy, and they're going to be loyal to him. So there's really no reason to believe they're not going to take the same tact here with LeBron James.
I think that's an incredible take. And financially, it makes a lot of sense because, A, they charge maximum dollars because they have LeBron James. Who are you going to bring in? You still got to sell tickets, too. And at the end of the day, just like the Golden State Warriors did with their new arena, you got to have stars to sell these season tickets. And having a father and son for the first time ever in these two, oh, my God, that would be big, big, big business on that side. May not win a lot of games, but Raphael, when we look at it from a numbers perspective, this might be the most interesting NBA draft we've ever seen.
Well, good, because the players that's in this NBA draft are pretty weak. You've really figured that 5 out of the 7 draft picks are all going to be foreign players. So a lot of people are not going to know who's people who got drafted. But for the situation on this one, I'm going to give you an odds point of view. Bronny James, minus 150 to be drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Wow.
Cleveland Cavaliers, 12-1. New York Knicks, 12-1. If you're the Cavaliers and you're the Knicks and you just want to gamble, just roll the dice. How can we get LeBron to come here? Let's give the middle finger to the Lakers and let's draft Bronny before the Lakers get a chance to draft him. And then we'll see that's some drama. That would be huge to see. Okay, he's always wanted to play at MSG. He's got ties. Even Bronny has said he would love to play in the city of Cleveland. So that's the case. I would love to see that situation on that one. But it all depends. We still don't know who the Lakers head coach is. It going to be JJ Redick? Kenny Atkins is getting a lot of love the last 48 hours. It would not shock me if him or Redick get the job. No one else, just because other head coaches are taking jobs. We all have to see who's going to be the head coach as well. That's the big situation, that who's going to draft and who's not going to draft, or if LeBron's going to stay or he's not going to stay. So this situation is not going to be ended anytime soon. I feel bad for Bronny. I think I don't want to say forced into this one, but you got to figure he had cardiac arrest. He still probably has some issues playing college ball with that. Maybe if he plays with his dad, maybe that would help his mental game a little bit because he's got his dad right there. Because trust me, I know that situation that he's been in. So I can guarantee you a lot of this might be mentally for him as well.
And I think that's where we stand as a show, because it's not like he needs to go for the money. He doesn't have to go for the money. He's in a very, very unique situation that he can do whatever best for his game. And that means another year in college to play at full strength. So then he can show himself more than anybody else, okay, I am good enough to step in and play at this level. But his dad doesn't have that kind of time. This is a fascinating, fascinating discussion that will continue over the next several weeks right here on Driving the Line. All right, if you weren't here at the top of the show, don't even worry about it. We've got you covered. Also, it's time to do a little fun part of the show as we try to predict who's going to hit a home run today. It is time for the Whip Around. All right, we've hit several of these the last couple of weeks today. Who's going to go the yard? Jordan Alvarez of the Astros, Matt Olson of the Braves in Chicago, O'Neal Cruz, Christian Walker. That's the guy in the picture right there. Then Gunnar Henderson, one of the great names in all of baseball. So, Charles, start us off. Where are we going today?
I'm going Gunnar Henderson plus 450. I like this matchup against Berrios, so give me the plus 450 Gunnar Henderson.
Oh, man, that'd be nice to catch that tonight. Raphael, talk to me.
Oh, I'd love to take Matt Olson, but like I put in the chat, it's about 80% chance of rain in the first pitch today against the Braves and Cubs. That makes me sad. But I'm going to take Christian Walker, the pitcher in there, plus 450. I just think the way the Reds have been pitching staff has been pitching lately, I think Christian Walker gets one. Plus 450 is a nice number.
Quickly, AB, does it change anything about your pick if the game is delayed a little bit? Because our takes are all about these pitchers, but yours is about the over.
A little bit, but not really. Guy's going to get mashed. He's going to get up and mash. And that's why I'm going Christian Walker. My man's going to get up and mash today, son. He's going to handle his business. And I thought a good point made in regards to second-round pick on Bronny James. You're not spending a second-round pick on Bronny James. You're spending a second-round pick on LeBron James. That's where that draft pick is going.
It's a very, very good point. Z-Man, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to go Matt Olson plus 350. I don't really care about the weather situation there because even if there is some kind of delay, okay, then it probably knocks Imanaga out of the game and you get right into that Cubs bullpen. So I'll go Matt Olson plus 350. I like the weather situation.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. So I may wait and play it right up to game time because you're right, Z-Man. If this is a long delay or perhaps they start the game, that's even worst case scenario. Start the game and then delay it in the second inning or third inning, we're dead. Absolutely dead.
They'll postpone the game because they're expecting rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the Atlanta area. So they won't. If it rains, I think they postpone it.
You think so?
Yeah.
You believe so? Okay. Very, very good. It's always hot and muggy. That means a lot of rain for 3 days in Atlanta. All right. So everybody has gone, but we like to go all the way through our picks for those of you that may not be around at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We do every single take in 10 seconds or less, one little nugget on every single play. So, Charles, day soccer, it's what we love. Start us off.
Yeah, La Liga, Barcelona, Real Sociedad. We'll grab the both teams to score. Serie A, Fiorentina, Monza, over 2.75 full-time goals. Lastly, EPL, Aston Villa, Liverpool, over 1.5 first-half goals, and Liverpool over 5.5 quarters.
I love day soccer. Let's go to baseball now. I'm going to go Brewers on the money line, minus 140. They're just playing really good baseball right now. They've 4-2 in their last 6. Pirates, they've lost 4 of 5. I love this. Then on the Cubs, we just talked about it. Money line plus 125. Be very, very careful. I'm playing it because the Braves had to travel late night and who the Cubs have on the mound. Let's stay with baseball. AB, go.
Astros money line and the Astros team total over 4.5 at plus 110. And then the Cubs Braves Banana Land rain game over 7.5 at minus 105.
There is no doubt we will talk about that tonight on DTL After Dark. Raphael, you got one baseball, one basketball. Talk to me.
Anybody in the Atlanta area, call us because we've been talking a lot of Braves baseball today. But Jason Tatum under 28.5 points. Minus 3 nickels, 4 out of the 5 games he has played in the playoffs. 4 of them have gone under that total. And the Braves team total under 3.5 because the Braves bats have been quiet. And I'm just hoping Amaga, if it does go, he goes 6-7 because that Cubs bullpen is awful. I do not want to see the Cubs bullpen in there early because if not, my play is sunk.
And mine is sunk too. All right, Z-Man, you are focused on the late game tonight in Dallas. You're up.
Yeah, I'm really trying not to overthink it. The Mavs have won back-to-back games in this series. They're only giving 1.5 on their home floor. All right, that looks juicy to me. Luka Doncic, can he be the best player on the floor? I think he needs to be for the Mavericks to win, so I'll go over 28.5.
Oh, my God, I just don't know what I should do. Z-Man, if you had a Thunder ticket to win the series, right now where the series is at, would you play the Mavs? Regardless of your play, would you hedge and just try to get the money back and get out of it?
Come on. No. You grow a pair. You stick with your pick, all right? So you ride that thing out. No. You don't bail. They're not down 3-0. They're down 2-1. Win a road game, coach. Come on.
Let's go. You're damn right. That's what I needed right there. I needed that little pick-me-up. Thank you, Z-Man. Thank you. Now, quickly, before we let you guys get out of here, Z-Man, where can we find you all week, sir?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Zaslow Show 2.0, wherever you get your podcasts. I can't name all the places. I'll be here forever. But wherever you get your podcast, Zaslow Show 2.0, we're very Miami-centric. I also have a wrestling pod. It's under the Zaslow Show 2.0 umbrella. It's called It's Still Real to Me. And I'm on ESPN Radio a lot. For instance, I'm on Carlin versus Joe tomorrow from noon to 3 p.m. Eastern time. And that's also on TV, so that's kind of cool. You can check that out there as well.
The man is everywhere. The crew is everywhere. By the way, I don't know if you heard, Z-Man, but we have a little show that Raphael was on last week for the first time called Behind the Turnbuckle. Do you know who our guest is going to be this week on the show? Have you heard?
No. Who?
Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, Fluffy. He's a big pro wrestler.
Hey, you're damn right
Okay.
he is.
Yeah.
This week. Can't wait. He was a part of WrestleMania. He's had a huge tour right now. The fact that we got him, it really is a testament to my star power, to be honest with you, if I'm just being serious. All right, Raphael, Charles, we'll see you guys tonight. It's time for the closing bell. Oh, Suki now says, I can't wait for football. This is tame, AB. Probably right.
It is. Now, look, going back and look, we're going to bring something up here. Sunday nights, all right, when we go live and we're doing, our Sunday night preview, talking about the no-fly zone. Look, you have to go breakfast for dinner on Sunday nights, all right? That's the move right there because you prepare yourself a little early for that Monday morning. But Monday nights, all right, including tonight, it's always barbecue because you can't get it on Sundays. They're always closed. So that's how you get down on that. And, Coach, it's awesome, man. Gabriel Iglesias, dude, he's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah. He had a part on a skit on Key and Peele that was hilarious about, like, a hypotenuse joke. Dude, that guy, he obviously don't know him. He seems like the most genuinely nice, like, awesome dude. Like, I can't wait to watch that. It's going to be cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I met him at WrestleMania a few years ago, and he's such a huge part. He loves wrestling, and they brought him to WrestleMania this year. So he has pictures all over his social media, and he loves wrestling. And this show is not just about talent. Behind the scenes, fans that are big wrestling fans. So this is going to be a big deal for us. So I can't wait. We record that Tuesday. We'll drop it on Friday around noon Eastern time or so. Big Cheesy says, Coach's name drop. You're right, Big Cheesy. Every time that I can, because I can.
It made me laugh when you said it's a testament to me. That was so good. So good.
You got to be a little arrogant sometimes or all the time. All right, we've got a choice, the Howie Schwab crew play of the day. Where are we going, AB?
Going with the Celtics here. Boston has came back at your man Z, and everybody's feeling it here. Going with the Celtics minus 8.5. They're going with that one tonight. And when did you say the Gabriel? It drops Friday, correct? Is that right?
Friday, yeah, usually around noon Eastern or so.
All right, everybody make sure if you go on our page right here, DTL, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're going to see an area called the network. Right there at the front, you will see Behind the Turnbuckle. You don't even have to leave this page to subscribe for free over there. Just click it right there, and you're all set, good to go. Friday, boom, baby.
That's how we get down in the get down. I don't even know what that just meant. It just sounded like I should say it at that time. All right, one more reminder. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time, me, my boy AB, Raphael, and Charles, we got you covered on DTL After Dark. If you are not a premium member yet, I encourage you to do so. We're also going to be adding more interviews with athletes in the coming months. We're expanding what we do on the premium side, and we're going to spend the summer doing that because when football gets here, AB's right. We're not going to have any time to waste. We're going to have at least 3 nights a week on DTL After Dark, maybe more than that. We'll see, but at least Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays. AB, I'll see you tonight, big boy, okay? Producer man, thank you for my one shot. Sometimes you have a long weekend. My son, JJ, nearly got his first dub on Saturday. A late 3-putt. a T2, but a 75 nevertheless on a very hard course. So shout out to my son who's doing work every single week. But then you get to Monday, you got to start over. You got to look out there and say, what am I going to do this week? Am I going to sit on my ass? Or am I going to do something? So now it's time for all of you to go out into the world. Pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be honest with each other. That's the only way anything can work. And understand this. You start right here. We're going to pick you up. We're going to make you feel valid. We're going to make you feel included. That's what we do. So understand, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Monday tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, Lobo, the man from the Dirty Charles, the man that can only do Miami one way, the Z-Man, and our numbers guy, Raphael, always a part of the dance, and my business partner, my five-tool player, AB, and never forget about producer man, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you is truly what we're all about every single day right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.